other people.
Hey, hey. I'm just letting people filter in before we get to the main event. Hopefully you can hear me.
Can you believe the Highlander series even survived Highlander 2? The first movie was so good. We continue to watch shitty Highlander movie after shitty Highlander movie, even though it was clear early on there was no future in this. With every sequel and with every retcon, the series was just gonna keep hurting us.
The clouds.
Highlander fans are like those hillbilly domestic
I'm not.
abuse
I
victims
actually
you always see
specifically
on cops who never press
went to my
charges
profile
despite their
and took that
husbands
down.
repeatedly punching them in the eyes,
it does say
always
that.
screaming, "I can't leave him! I love him!" The Highlander series is the cinematic equivalent of herpes and its fans, the kind of people who enjoy picking at scabs. Not a good combination. But at least this was the worst of it, you know? We took comfort in knowing that no matter what, this is as bad as it would ever get. It was all uphill from here. But no. I'm just gonna throw this out there, and you're not gonna believe me. Because it's not possible. I still can't really believe it, but I'm gonna say it anyway. Highlander the Source is a worse fucking movie than Highlander 2 The Quickening, and that is not a statement one can make lightly, because this is the archetypical bad fucking movie, and it's not even the worst movie in the series. You'd think if there were worse movies in the world floating around, you'd have fucking heard about them by now. But there's a very good reason why you haven't. You never saw it. Hell, you probably weren't even aware it existed until I just now told you. I wasn't aware until I saw it in the bargain bin at a Walmart about a year ago. This movie was never screened in theaters. Hell, it wasn't even direct-to-video. It was a direct-to-Sci-Fi Channel original movie. The same company that makes movies of the same prestige and caliber as Mansquito. Then, as if you weren't already ashamed enough to waste your weekends watching shit like Frankenfish, they started to wonder aloud, could we possibly make it so that every single thing about this channel is ridiculous and embarrassing, right down to the name? There. Honestly, it really is that extra little bit. It's not enough that I'm about to watch Knights of Bloodsteel, but add in the fact I'm watching it on the Siffy channel, that really makes me yearn to wrap my lips around a fucking Glock. So where was I? Oh yeah, Highlander the Farce. Nobody saw this shit. Hell, when I bought it, I didn't watch it. It sat on my shelf for over a year, and I'm one of the biggest fans of the original movie you will ever find. And the only reason I did end up eventually watching it is because I was doing research to review this movie. And I almost stopped that review before scripting because Highlander the Source pissed me off even more than The Quickening. Oh yes! This movie did more damage to the franchise than Zeist. And I can tell you still don't believe me, so
I'm letting people come in here so we can, before I can start Knightmare, because if you didn't see it before,
it's time to go back to the source.
you gotta see Jimmy. I'm gonna replay Jimmy.
I'm sorry. I just get a little emotionally invested in the series, and I just want it to stop sucking.
They can only be killed with the loss of their head. They gain more
Jimmy,
power
fuck you up.
by killing other immortals. They cannot have children.
They're aliens from the planet Zeist, but nobody likes to talk about it. The series hasn't been relevant since Sean Connery jumped ship like the first white bitch off the Titanic. Speaking of, quite a step down from Sean Connery's iconic intro. See, already I got a big problem with this movie. The presence of this card baffles me.
Okay, I'm a little louder now.
Does
it sound better?
Lacking any poetry or creative flair. Basically spelling out like Cliff's Notes of Highlander for fucking idiots. Is this necessary? If I'm watching a direct-to-video Highlander flick, I'm pretty much a die-hard fan and know this shit already. Nobody's gonna use this movie as a jumping-on point. And what about no fighting on holy ground? Did we just forget about that as one of the defining traits of Immortals? Wouldn't you argue that's far more relevant to the proceedings than no children?
No one knows who they were.
Oh shit, I'm sorry, I already made that joke.
The world has fallen into chaos and decay.
Yeah, okay, Galadriel, thanks. Oh man, another dystopian future? It's even opening like Highlander 2. Jeez, this apocalypse looks like it was a bad one, too. Look, he can't even go 10 yards without running into a flaming barrel.
He is on a quest to find the source. A holy grail of peace and salvation to some immortals.
And even though it's a legend well known to all immortals that rules their very destinies, we didn't really think it was worth mentioning till about 6 movies in.
Many believe it does not exist at all, like Duncan MacLeod, an immortal who thinks the source is a fairy tale. Duncan is also the only man I've ever loved.
And you are? My first thought goes to Faith, the other love of Duncan's life that was suddenly and
We're gonna watch
inexplicably
Knightmare
railroaded
soon.
into the plot of the last movie, Highlander
relax.
Endgame.
I'm getting
But that
ready. I
would
gotta
make
set
too
the.
much
I gotta
goddamn sense
actually
when we could
figure out
just
where we
radically
were.
rewrite and backbuild Duncan's entire backstory for no reason again.
That was episode 4.
We haven't spoken in months, but sometimes I sense his presence, watching me, protecting me.
See? He's always watching me in these hilariously bad composite shots,
Yeah, this is
squatting on a
pre-show.
rooftop like he's fucking Batman or some shit. Why is he up here? Doesn't he have something better to do? Well, apparently Duncan's taken up fighting crime on the mean streets of Slovakia when he notices by chance 2 thugs about to rape a screaming woman in an alley.
Let the woman go, you are under arrest.
I think the purpose of that scene was to establish that Duncan is a badass, and I was able to figure that out because thinking back, this scene was also used to staggering effectiveness in, what movie was it? Oh yeah, every single fucking superhero movie ever made! You know what might have been a better way to establish Duncan's fighting prowess with a sword? Put him in a fucking sword fight! Oh, but I'm sorry, we can't do that. See, Duncan's in his endless brooding phase, and he's renounced his sword again for probably the 10th time now. Probably over that girl who keeps talking that we've never met before. The opening sword fight really comes when this guy, who we also don't know and have never met before, breaks into this place we also don't know. One thing I do know is they really need to fire the janitorial staff. He breaks into the building with all the style I usually demonstrate whenever I try to play Hitman and get detected almost immediately. Hey, whoa, whoa! Jesus Christ, man, he's fucking serious about guarding that elevator, dude! Holy shit, he's about to cast a spell on me! Wounded from the gunfire, he collapses into the elevator, which apparently sensed what floor he wanted to go to since he never fucking pushed a button. And when he emerges, his wounds are already healed because, you know, he's immortal. Aha! There! That will in no way hinder the guard's ability to call the elevator from the ground floor and will in fact only hinder my own escape. This done, he approaches some computer in this conference room and finds it locked.
There can be only one.
Login confirmed.
No. You didn't. That didn't just happen.
There can be only one.
Where the fuck is he? Please tell me! I didn't leave anything out! He approaches some nameless building we've never seen before.
Don't shoot me!
Oh
Oh my god, I shot
emerges
him!
on some random floor into a conference room he had no idea would be there, approaches the computer that presumably runs the fucking AV projector or some shit, which happens to be voice locked because, you know, it's the future. A simple alphanumeric password would just be fucking impossible to crack. But why is it locked with the Highlander catchphrase? Who owns this building and programmed the computers this way? This is never explained. And further, why does the voice print recognize the words, but not reject the unfamiliar voice of the unauthorized person in the building? You know, like voice recognition software can do in present day? I don't know. Maybe the password was so he could call Mythos and Filmbrain and join their video conference. But if so, why did he need to come to this fucking building?
Over the past week, The planets of our solar system have moved outside their orbital paths and are coming into alignment. I mean, do you know how unusual that is?
Impossible would be the word I'd choose to describe it. Unusual is the Dallas Cowboys winning, or finding a watchable episode of Star Trek Voyager. Unusual is not whole planets radically shifting their orbital paths. For instance, a woman wandering outside at night and witnessing several planets in this celestial alignment, which are all bigger than the moon by now? That is impossible!
But that could just be orbital wobble. But that could just be orbital wobble.
Orbital wobble is one thing, but this... This is outside the laws of celestial mechanics.
Orbital wobble? Really? Really? You're just gonna throw a term like that out there like he knows what the fuck he's talking about. Do you even know?
Yes, we're live. I'm gonna start it. I just want to see The Guardian.
Shut up! I googled it, bitch.
I just watch it because I want to see The Guardian because he's funny.
Elliptical paths of planets in the system where the center of mass... You know what? Fuck it. This isn't it! And you'd think a motherfucker who is over 6,000 years old might have picked up a book on this at some point and would know better than to say something this fucking stupid! You can't go 10 seconds without finding some brand new way of horrifying me to my fucking core. There's so much stupid shit going on so quickly in this fucking movie, I can't even stop to explain how stupid the stupid shit is without 4 other different monuments to insanity being built simultaneously. You can't possibly keep this up. We're only 8 minutes into this movie, and you cannot possibly top orbital wobble.
Zai, where is the location of the source? Tell us what you found.
Excuse me. Well, this is it. You might as well just stop the movie here because I swear to you, this is the only thing you'll remember about it to the day you die. This guy, with this hair, is the tombstone in the Highlander franchise. I mean, Highlander 2 had these guys, and Highlander Endgame had this guy, and somehow, without even saying a word, this guy, with a single hairdo, manages to once and for all destroy the slightest shred of coherency and dignity this series ever held. This is it. It's over. I mean, are you kidding me with this guy? Who the fuck is he? He's supposed to be some kind of Catholic priest or what? A cardinal? In what fucking bullcockamamie reality does this pasty, swishy, Jersey Shore motherfucker with this hair attain any level of authority in the Catholic Church? Dude looks like Billy Idol somehow had a child with Ziggy fucking Stardust. There's so much hair gel in this mohawk, it looks like he gets hair tips from fucking Waka. Is all this necessary? Do you believe for a second this guy is having a conversation with a holographic video conferencing rig set up in the middle of the main worship area of a fucking cathedral? Okay, when you're doing worse composite shots than me, stop making movies! Okay, now, again, you're not gonna believe this, but this movie has not yet begun to suck!
Where is the location of the source?
I've written the coordinates down on this map. The coordinates are on...
Oh, god damn it, I knew I shouldn't have written the location of the source on a Carl's Jr. wrapper. Okay, now, with all this confusion with the hair and the celestial alignment crap, I lost track of the entire purpose of this scene. Why, oh why, did this guy break into this building? It's a simple question. Why the fuck is he here? Why did he come here? To hack the computer? Well, he doesn't actually access any data from the computer. He already has the information on the map. He just uses the computer to call Mythos and tell him about the source. Dude, it's called a cell phone. Or, failing that, go to a Starbucks and send a fucking email. And don't even fucking tell me those didn't survive the apocalypse. It's 2010, and my toilet's wired to the internet to rate my fucking turds on Twitter. And even if there's been a complete and total personal telecommunications meltdown, and clearly there hasn't been if the fucking Vatican is wired for Connect video.
Where's the Guardian?
But even if there has been, just walk in, smile, and ask the goddamn security guard if he can use his phone! Anyway, this whole time Zai's been followed by a 9 Inch Nails video. I mean, Voldo from Soul Calibur. Inverse Pyramid Head. No, this is the villain, known only as the Guardian of the Source, or as I like to call him, Evil Bondage Pelican Head Man. And why does he wear such a ridiculous thing? Well, because it's a huge piece of armor that can easily deflect decapitation attempts. Which actually, I have to admit, when you're an immortal who can only die when his head is cut off, is pretty damn ingenious. I mean, you do it. I'd wear a kicky Doctor Who scarf made of Kevlar, but point is, the whole neck armor thing is pretty clever. So, naturally, after he kills Zai by unfairly using the armor to his advantage, he removes it and never puts it on again for the rest of the movie, because, you know, now that we've firmly established the armor for the audience, there's no reason to keep it around. Now, of course, at this point in the movie, your common, uneducated moviegoer is bound to ask himself several questions like, why? What the fuck was the point of that? Was the screenwriter a fucking 4-year-old? What goose shit was that waste of time about? Well, it's actually a well-known foreshadowing technique in literature, known as Chekhov's gun. I believe it goes something like, if you say in the first chapter there's a rifle hanging on the wall, you should use it immediately to kill a pointless peripheral side character the audience barely knows or cares about, and then throw it out the window, never to mention it again in the second or third chapters. Did the Guardian just make a little down with the sickness sound? He puts Zai through the table, which breaks with a remarkably even pattern down the middle. It's almost like it was pre-cut that way.
There can be only me.
For those of you who have never seen a Highlander movie before, this is The Quickening! Oh, crap, crap, crap! I didn't think this through! Duncan investigates the destroyed tower, as it was kinda hard for anyone to miss that particular quickening.
This is the end of time!
Okay. Was not expecting that from him.
What are you?
I'm the Guardian. Duncan MacLeod. You have squandered your precious gift!
Ouch, maybe you shouldn't point out this guy actually has a better Scottish accent than Adrian Paul.
You could have ruled the world! And you pissed it away.
Have a nice day.
The female Anna.
What's Anna got to do with this?
And who the fuck is Anna?
What's Anna got to do with this?
Wow, you're really gonna stick with this performance, are you? This is like what you'd get if you cast Jim Carrey as the Kurgan. Okay, now where did he get that? He just pulled that sword right out of his ass. Already, you're probably noticing that this movie is nothing like any of the previous Highlander films. The fight choreography looks like they just captured video from Mortal Kombat 2. I was about to say it looks cartoony, but even the cartoon showed more restraint than this. I almost wish this had anime speed lines as backgrounds. Hell, it very nearly does in this scene. There's no dramatic
tension is such horseshit
here. No character or emotion in these battles. No suspense or any opportunity for these actors to give a performance. We're just watching animators masturbate all over Highlander's face. It's a fucking disgrace. Duncan turns out to be no match for the Guardian's super speed, because that's all they could come up with to make him a credible threat to Duncan at this point, turning him into the Flash, until Duncan's buddy Joe Dawson roars to the rescue, because Joe just happens to be in the same rat's-ass corner of Eastern Europe as Duncan, and owns an American model truck there.
Hello, Joe!
You know, if they were trying to use this movie as a pilot episode for a Highlander sitcom, I'd tune in.
Hello, Joe!
Get in the car. Get out of here, Joe. I don't have time for
I like how he recognized Joe. He got hit with a truck. He's like, that's Joe!
So much for Watchers not interfering,
huh?
Joe! Watcher, you can't interfere.
I just said fuck it.
You took an oath.
There is no Watcher organization anymore.
Oh, there's no Watchers anymore, right? That must have taken place sometime in that whole apocalypse thing. Maybe we ought to explain that at some point.
All right, I want to see the
into the ground.
I want to see the end fight here.
Catastrophic tsunamis, devastating. I'm so confused. Oh God, I've seen better special effects on my PS3 dashboard. This is like some horrible deleted scene from Scott Pilgrim vs. the World. How did we get here, guys? Really? Because I have no explanation for this.
The effects reach a startling climax here.
The story is not all that complex. You want to make a sequel to Highlander?
Yes, the spitting death,
and then make something just like it. So now I'm going to show you how the fight ends, and I promise you ahead of time, I didn't edit this. I didn't add any special effects. I did nothing to this footage. People were actually paid to create this. This aired on national television. This was sold in stores. Just...
I know, yakety sax, but... Yeah, what I meant to say is I didn't edit this. I didn't edit the footage. Yes, more kinda. Shut the fuck up.
Let's watch that again. Duncan spins around the guy so fast he actually drills himself into the ground until he's buried up to his shoulders. I'm almost convinced they stole the entire fight choreography from a battle between Bugs Bunny and Daffy fucking Duck.
Do it! Do it!
I am Duncan MacLeod of the Clan MacLeod. Who I am is who I was.
Do it, you immortal fuck!
No.
But being a good guy doesn't to kill a helpless opponent, so the guy explodes. I really don't get any of this.
There are some who do not believe the source exists.
Alright, fuck it. Time to watch Knightmare.
But those who do believe have no idea what the source truly is.
I just wanted to see the Guardian.
Neither do I! And I saw the fuck...
Oh, you'll notice I spared you that shitty cover of Princess of the Universe. Okay, for those of you who missed Jimmy, I'm gonna go replay the Jimmy scene. I'm going to skip ahead a little bit.
Who has armed them well by gifting them 2 magic spells. The first is Lantern, for brighter light. The second, Anvil, with which to fight. So, thus we now shall see if they can get to level 3. And now time turns, the fire burns, time out is gone.
How is the TV too? I'm sorry, is the video too loud or?
Right, now where am I?
I don't know what the volume's like for you guys.
There's straight in front of you. There's 2 doors opposite each other in the wall, and from those, two spears are coming out of each.
Right.
Warning, Dungeoneer and advisors. Simon
now?
must time his progress with care. There should be a safe zone between the spear paths, but don't leave it too long. Life force energy is not healthy.
Right.
Okay.
When I say go quickly forward.
I thought they were fucked here.
Till I say stop. In a second.
I could be louder.
Go, quick. Stop. Go forward 1 pace. No, don't. Right, run forward when I say this. Go. Now where am I?
Oh, it's fine, work on.
I
I'm
can't
just
see you, but it's all dark.
Teasing you.
Spellcasting. L-A-N-T-E-R-N.
That's come right now. There's a guy in front of you sat on by the well.
Jimmy!
Turn that light on. Who disturbs the sleep of Gibbet? Well, whoever you are, you're gonna pay for it now. Disturb Gibbet's sleep. And
don't
Gibbet
disturb
puts you
Gibbet!
to sleep instead.
Ask him what he wants. What do you want?
Say nighty-night, little one. 'Cause here I come.
Cast anvil. Maybe if we turn the light on.
Spellcasting.
Dispel.
Dispel.
Oh.
A-N-L-T-E-R-N.
Oh.
Dear.
God,
I don't think
fuck
that
with
was
Jimmy.
quite the thing to do. Advisors, the situation called for defensive or offensive action. You did neither. And turning the lantern off did not save Simon from the guard. By the way, if you're worried about Simon and what you're going to say to his parents, you needn't be. Just
poor kid,
look in
he
your
fucked with
magic
Jimmy.
mirror, and you'll see that Simon, although he perished in the dungeon, has survived in the reality you call your time. Time now for you to join him. Spellcasting. D-I-S-M-I-S-S.
They
Farewell,
choked.
Simon.
That's why they turned the
Take
lights
with you
off, as
those
they
scrolls
choked.
as proof of your journey through the dungeon.
Jimmy scared the
You
shit
did
out of
very
him.
well, but I'm afraid you came an awful cropper.
No, seriously, Jimmy was so badass, he threw him off their game.
Your world. So farewell, Simon, Stephen, Jonathan, and Simon. Ah, well, life goes on, or not, as they say. And there are still deeds to do before time flies. The dungeon wins and challenges still. But who shall be next to pick up the gauntlet? Enter, stranger.
I don't see what the point is. They're just going to go in there and run into Jimmy.
Danny Clayton.
Well, stand not on ceremony then, or time becomes our enemy. Call your advisors to us now.
Nigel, Tom, and Mark.
Of course, it's England, so there's going to be a
Name
Nigel.
yourselves, please.
Nigel Harvey, I come from Portsmouth.
Tom
He
Cruz,
looks like a
I'm
Nigel.
Also from Portsmouth. Mark Cheatham, I'm from Portsmouth too.
Well, and now that we have the next team, we can commence. You will have read the rules of ritual and the adventurer's code. But first, for those who merely watch, a brief reminder.
Had to hose the helmet off from all
Is the
Jimmy
helmet
left
of
in there.
justice, which blinds you to the way ahead. Here the knapsack for food to feed your life force. 2 objects only may you carry, if you discover objects on your quest. Choose cautiously, and use magic or the weapons of your enemies with care. A word of warning, the dungeon is obscure, so any knowledge of previous quests will be of little use.
And it's vitally
No
important you don't look
Your
Jimmy in the
life
eye.
force
He hates
energy
that.
level is condition green, and your spirits are high. The silver spurs of squiredom await your success. Once embarked, remember, the only way is onward. There is no turning back. Well, are you ready to enter the quest?
Yes.
Very well. Turn then. Face the dungeon door. And step boldly forward.
Where am I?
Ah!
Daniel, you're in a
Oh no!
4 large doors leading over here, and it's all brick. There's also a jester standing.
Careful, team. I think
It's
you'd better let
fucking
me
Chuckles!
deal with this gentleman first. Folly, what are you doing here?
Oh, hail, master!
Oh, go away, Chuckles!
Foolish Folly is my name, and personal enterprise is my game. This is the start of a whole new business. Folly presents Folly Tours, a personal, guided tour of the dungeon.
Kill him and
including all
take his
sights
key.
and sounds and history. Money or your life back, if not fully satisfied.
Even Traegard looks a little puzzled.
There's the special feature.
Oh my god, when did I hire this one?
I'm calling it Meet a Monster. Blah! A totally unforgettable experience.
Oh, yes, I understand. You're unlikely to live to forget it, right?
Oh, Master's always...
Why did I ever hire you, Chuckles?
Wise enough to be up to your tricks, and these young people must have similar wit. Now, Folly, you can hint, but not harass. Do not obstruct this quest. Now,
Don't touch the kids, not like last time,
Begins.
Chuckles.
Right then, young dungeoneer. What is your name?
Danny.
Oh, excellent, excellent. Right then, Danny, listen carefully. Fiddle, faddle, faddle, fiddle. The path to truth is in the riddle. Go third from left.
Ahem, there's sand on my boots!
Fourth from right is out of sight. The foolish folk